Hello guys, this is Wunderby Trading and we carry on with our weekly Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis. In front of you, as usual, you can see the 4 different BTC charts. The one on the top left is the BTC futures, the one on the top right is BTC dominance, and 2 at the bottom are different BTC USD price charts from different exchanges. The one on the left is Bitstamp, the one on the right is Binance. So, the weekly overview of all of those 4 charts, what we can see that January was actually quite a good month. We can see this in both the futures and the spot market. So the 3 weeks out of 4 was actually very bullish. Just one candle with the retracement. We went above the 50 MA and we're currently holding above the 50 MA on both the futures and the spot market. And at the same time, the BTC dominance is slightly decreasing and is coming towards the crucial moment. If we're using a technical analysis over here, so the volume is increasing, while we can see that there might be a death cross on this BTC dominance chart, which means that the altcoins were pumping quite good in relation to Bitcoin. Okay, let's put all our drawings from the previous weeks and go straight to the daily charts, and starting from the futures, we'll start our analysis. So what happened here is that we can see that the previous gap was not filled and we actually formed another one, and this can be closely monitored on the 4-hour chart, so I'll switch to that a little bit later. But the most important thing is what's actually happening right now on the daily. So today, the 3rd of February, we can see that the price is starting to form a doji candle. And this is quite an interesting pattern, because if it will be formed, then it means that we can go and recheck the 200 MA as a level of support. And this will also go in alliance with the idea that this gap, the recent one, would be filled within the first week. And again, I just repeat that the 75% chance of the gap to be filled within the same week. If it's not, then we're just losing track of it because it doesn't matter anymore. It might be filled later on, but for us, it doesn't matter, to be honest. So, this is the daily chart, the 4-hour chart as well. You can see that during the morning hours, 8 in the morning and European time, we saw this doji candle was formed. We also can see the divergence, a slight divergence between the price and the RSI index, and this is also quite important. So I will just label this one over here. Both of these factors and the idea to recheck the 200 MA is going in accordance with the short retracement. If we're also going to put the Fibonacci retracement on the 4-hour, we can see that this gap can be easily filled if we're going to go towards the 38% of Fibonacci retracement, and then maybe just a week towards the 50 MA on the 4-hour chart. So from our perspective, this gap can be easily filled during this week, and at least a bit of a retracement is a good and healthy growth of BTC price. Let's go to the dominance and see what's happening over there. And again, we'll start from a daily. You can see the previous drawings that we did, and they all worked perfectly. We were expecting a little bit higher growth of BTC dominance over here, but we didn't get it. We currently rechecked this downward channel as a support, and there are 2 scenarios from this point onwards. Number 1 is obviously that we can carry on going up towards the typical point of 69%, or we can go down back into this channel, and if we can break the crucial resistance of 65%, this will signify that the altcoins are moving faster and growing stronger, and this can be a buzz for the altcoin season, even though many analysts saying that this is not coming in any way. But again, just look at the prices of, for example, Ethereum Classic dash Zcash during the January month, and you would be able to see that there is some potential there. Cardano is the next one, Stellar might be the next one. They all have a similar picture, and I'll show it to you towards the end of this video what are actually they doing right now, the altcoins. Let's go to the long-term trading chart, and this is coming from Bitstamp. And again, over here we broke the 200. Now it would be a nice time to maybe recheck it. The problem here is the volume, actually. The volume is not that great, and this is one of the things that concerns us. So even though we do have a very strong resistance line over here coming from the 2018 peak, going through the peak of 2019, we might see that the price would like to check this one, and then to check it as a resistance and then probably go down. However, even at this stage, the volume is not that huge. We can see that the price is growing while the RSI is actually quite steady. So I'll draw a line here to show that it's quite steady over here while the price is actually growing. We were expecting to see the retracement a little bit further towards the 50 MA. However, if we're going to draw the Fibonacci tool from the previous impulse leg, we can see that it touched straight to the 38% retracement. Based on this tool in particular, this is quite a good and healthy retracement for the healthy growth. But we can see also that the price is trying to form a reversal candle over here. Even if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see that there is a channel formed. And this channel, you can draw it roughly like this. And the price is consolidating right now. All the time the price is trying to go beyond this channel. It's either somebody is buying back or somebody is selling. The width of that channel is around 3%, and we're holding in the channel starting from the 29th of January. So usually what's happening is that when the price is consolidating, the volume is going down, the RSI is going down, we expect to see a huge move. But right now it's very hard to tell whether this move is actually going to be upward or downward. So keep monitoring the market very, very closely. If we can see that the price can hold either the level of 9,200 or the level of 9,500 and above, then it will be a signal towards the certain price movement, either to the upper side or to the downside. Percentage-wise, we would say that currently it looks more like we'll go to the downside of it to check the 9,000 level again. And this is a very similar scenario on the Binance exchange where we're actually trading. You can see our previous drawings exactly matching how the price was behaving, what it did. And the next arrow that we're expecting is actually to go down to see how it will be rechecking the level of support of 8,500, rechecking the 200 MA on the 4-hour chart. You can also see that the RSI is bumping towards the overbought region, and it would be quite an interesting price pattern if we can form the following. So what you can see here, the price went above the 200 and then went down in about a week or so. Then we're consolidating for some time. We're going for another pump over here, and again we can see the similar idea that we went above the 200 MA and bumped into the level of resistance at around 9,450, 9,500. And one of the ideas is that what if during February month we'll go down, and then in this case what we're going to be forming is actually a good double bottom formation with a second bottom to consolidate quite for a while, and that the whales can go into that position and then carry on with the growth. This is one of the ideas, and again, for this idea to come true, we'll need to monitor the market during the coming month very carefully. For now, we can see that the price is resistant at the level of 9,500. You can see on the daily, again, the doji candle is forming, which is quite a reversal sign as well. So let's go to the Ethereum. And Ethereum was actually quite good during the last week. This is the weekly chart for Ethereum USDT from Binance exchange. We can see that throughout January, we were actually growing quite steadily all the time. All the weeks were finishing in green. Last week we crossed the 50 MA. The volume is okay-ish because we broke the 20 moving average volume line. We broke the 50 MA moving line on a weekly chart, and now if we can hold during this week on that one, then it's quite a good sign. So you can see that the previous one, when we crossed the 50 MA, but the volume was much larger, obviously, was quite a bullish sign for several weeks. Let's go to the daily chart. So over here, let's switch all our drawings in. So what was happening? We had a bit of a consolidation during the last weeks of January. We retested the 200 MA as a resistance. We broke this resistance, and again, the volume was not the best one. However, we broke it with a very nice candle. And we're currently coming towards the area of the resistance. And I'll just show you that this line of the resistance is actually quite strong. You can see it was holding here as a support, resistance, support, resistance. So throughout history, throughout the previous year, this is a very significant line of resistance. So if we would be able to break it, this is quite a good sign. And again, the volume would be quite an important sign as well. What we can draw right now is that we can see that there's some kind of an upward channel is forming. There are at least 3 points that we can touch it with, and then we can draw the upper side of this channel. So what we expect during this week, there might be an impulse move towards the upper part of that channel and then rechecking the zone of 190 as a support right now. The scenario with the further consolidation didn't work out, so for now we at least gonna bring it down. The next thing is that if we can hold this support, we can carry on with the growth, and this also goes in accordance with the BTC dominance price chart. If you remember this one, there can be a still depreciation of the BTC dominance, while the altcoins, and obviously Ethereum is one of the main one, will be carry on growing. In support of that evidence, I will also show you a couple of price charts, like Zcash, for example. So we saw a very huge move with nice volume. Now we're seeing something like a divergence. The price is carry on increasing. However, the volume is going down, the RSI is going down. Similar pattern will be for the Ethereum Classic. You can see it's a very, very similar pattern. So we were actually expecting some reversal happening over here and opening our short positions. Dash was very much similar, but over here we are expecting a consolidation, probably within triangles. So if we'll go like this, you will have a huge triangle. During February, we're expecting a further consolidation within that triangle, and then towards March, April, we're probably gonna bump out of that triangle in particular. What else we can see? Cardano is another one. Over here we can see a huge move, and this one is actually better in comparison to the Zcash or Dash or Ethereum Classic, because we don't see the divergence on the volume here, we don't see the divergence on the RSI. We see just continuous growth. We can put the Fibonacci retracement further. So this huge impulse, at some point we would see the retracement obviously, and this will be a nice point to re-enter the position if you are not in Cardano right now. The BNB price chart is also coming towards the 200 MA. The move is actually quite weak right now. We can see it based on the candles. We can see it based on the volume and the RSI indicator. And the last one I wanted to show you is Stellar. It's also very similar pattern. So we are just at the 200 MA. We can see the divergence here is forming. And what we expect is probably the move within the channel that is forming right now. And then a strong move either above the 200 MA, which is more likely in this scenario, or a further consolidation. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to carry on receiving the weekly cryptocurrency reviews. And at the same time, subscribe to our Telegram channel to receive the signals from our bots. And the bots are now active and trading live at Wunderbit Trading. So please register there. This is a free platform to use, and give us your feedback. We'll be extremely welcome to receive any feedback about the platform. Thank you very much for watching, and best of luck with your trading.